Muhammad. I'm not following. You said Yaqub died 6,000 years ago. How can he write a book if he's not here? What are you talking about? Yes, Yaqub died 6,000 years ago. But his wisdom rules. He wrote a book that nobody can understand, that nobody can unlock. It's in his hand. It's in his understanding. At the end, Yaqub, the revelator, told you, at the end, somebody's going to take this book that I wrote. They're going to take it and open it. Now remember, I told you that Shabazz means greater taker. Now, in order for the Lamb to ascend into heaven, to the throne, and take the book, what is this talking about? If the Lamb ascended into heaven and took the book, what this means is he ascended in knowledge and wisdom. He was able to understand the mysteries of Yaqub that Yaqub locked up in the book of Revelation. And he became greater in knowledge than Yaqub. So he took the book, metaphorically speaking, from Yaqub. Nobody can take the book from Yaqub and open it and read it to you, right? So, in a way, you can say Yaqub is sitting here holding this book, and you can't take it from him. I mean, you don't understand it. You can't break it down. And they wept, because no man on earth, no man in the sea, no man under the earth was able to take the book from Yaqub and open it. But one of the elders said, "Weep not. For behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book." So, this lamb that was slain, this dead man that was raised to life, his mind, his wisdom would be raised equal and then above the God of this world, Yaqub. Because he's going to take Yaqub's book, he's going to open Yaqub's book, which is the book of Revelation, and he's going to loose the seventh seal. He's going to break the seventh seal. He's going to break it down. Understand? And when you let loose, you start to show things. If you're in basketball, you let loose, you start to show things. And when it says he shall break the seals, he shall break it down. He shall open the understanding. He shall open the seals. He shall open the book of Revelation to you. Now, so, let's go back to this thing in Mecca. Now you got Muslims from all over the world going to Saudi Arabia, Mecca, to make 7 circles around a cube with a veil over it. And it's veiled in a black stone. So the black stone in Mecca is veiled. Okay? And they blow a kiss at it. If you go to the book of Psalms, chapter 2, starting at verse 7, it reads, "I will declare the decree. The Lord has said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thine possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them like pieces of a potter's vessel." Now, here in the Old Testament, in the book of David, David's telling you a prophecy concerning God's son. He said that his son is going to, this is in the Old Testament. In chapter 2, verse 20, in the 9th verse, it says, "Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them like pieces, like a potter's vessel." If we go to the New Testament, in the book of Revelation, it says, in chapter 2, verse 27, it reads, "And he shall rule them with a rod of iron." and the vessels of potter shall they be broken into shivers, even as I received from my Father. So the Revelator tells you in the book of Revelation that as we went through it, that child that was born, that child that was caught up to heaven, that child that approached the throne and took the book, that child that prevailed to open the book, that child that spoke as a lion, that child that announced that time is no more, that child shall rule them with a rod of iron. David said the same thing in the book of Psalms. Now, verse 10 says, be wise therefore, O you kings, be instructed, you judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and with rejoicing with trembling. Kiss the Son, this is the 12th verse. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and you perish from the way when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are they that put their trust in him. So here in the 2nd chapter of the book of Psalms, in the 12th verse, David says, kiss the Son, lest he be angry and you perish. What do they do in Mecca? They go to Mecca, they make 7 circles around the Kaaba, and they kiss or blow a kiss at that stone, that black stone. When the most honorable Elijah Muhammad went to Mecca, he said, I made 7 circles around that stone. He said, I kissed the stone. He said, but I did not like to kiss it, because I know what it means. He said, I was afraid to tell them that that's me there you're talking about. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a black man from America. The most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a black man who was dead, who was raised to life in America. He was one of us. And he said that black stone is talking about you and me. He said, I was afraid to tell him. So the David said, kiss the Son, lest he be angry, you perish from the way. In Mecca, they make 7 circles around that stone. That's symbolic. Because in the 7,000th year, the black man is going to return to power. And you must kiss the Son, lest you perish. You must show respect. You must bow to this black man that's going to come in the 7,000th year. That's the meaning behind the ritual of the pilgrimage to Mecca. Now, David said, kiss the Son, lest he be angry and you perish from the way. What did the Revelator say about that child, that black man that's going to be born in the last day? What did he say was going to happen when he received power? He said in the 6th chapter of Revelation, starting at the 15th verse, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And they said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So, now we know why David told you in the book of Psalms, kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish from the way. Well, the Revelator told you what's going to happen when that Lamb get angry. When the Lamb show wrath, everybody's going to be running, because he's going to start judging. Now, back to the cube in Mecca. You notice that cube, they make a circle around it, a horizontal circle around the cube, and they do it 7 times, right? Right? Okay. Have anyone in here ever flown an airplane? Not flown, rode an airplane. Okay. Now, if you're in an airplane, say my hand is an airplane, okay? In aeronautics, if the plane is flying this way and it turns this way, this is called the roll of the plane. Like it rolls, right? That's called the roll. You understand? If the plane goes up, goes down, or orientates itself this way, that's called the pitch. Do you understand? That's called the pitch of the plane. If the plane turns like this, turns around like that, or turns that way, that's called the yaw. Y-A-W of the plane. That's called yaw. So you have pitch, you have roll, and you have yaw. Do you understand? Okay. In Mecca, they have a cube. Okay? There's a cube. They made 7 circles around a cube. Okay? Now, what are they doing to that cube? Or, what are you looking at when you observe the pilgrimage to Mecca? When they are circling the cube or the Kaaba, when they're making circles around it, they are yawing the cube. Because if you're going that way around the cube, this is called yaw. We know that from aeronautics. So when the Muslims are going around the cube, they are yawing the cube. Do you understand? So what are you looking at when you look at this observance of the black stone in Mecca? You are looking at yaw